Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 40th episode of the TheCoasterCasters podcast. This episode of the TheCoasterCasters podcast is sponsored by Cruise Planners Heart of Kentucky Travel. For all your travel needs, go to heartofkentuckytravel.com. What's up, everybody? It's hurricane, though. Not a real hurricane, though.
Depends on how you look at it.
Well, okay. So before we get into that hurricane segment, introduce everybody. My name's Travis. Y'all know me. We have making his grand return back because Horror Nights is canceled tonight. Owen.
Yeah, I'm kind of holed up in the luxurious Heart of I Drive Hotel on International Boulevard.
Jesus. Okay. And then we also have Scott.
Great Scott. It's me. I'm back. Thank you.
You've been renewed.
Well, no.
If you okay, I'm just warning all the people that are listening now. If you hear just a random clap, there is a little gnat that got into my house whenever my mom opened the back door, and it went into my room for some reason. Probably just followed me. So I've been trying to kill it for the past 2 hours. It's not working out. So if you just hear like random like that, don't worry about it.
You murderer.
You finally got rid of him.
No, I didn't.
The
But
toad.
I'm going to. About to go buy a freaking fly swatter.
I have one. It's about 10,000 miles away right now.
Well, let's get started and talk about some stuff that happened last night and, yeah, basically just last night within the last 24 hours with Disney. Well, we'll start with Disney, talking about their way of dealing with quote-unquote Hurricane Matthew. We're going to just address the elephant in the room. $13 box. Now, hear me out. It is $10.39 with Tables in Wonderland. But I was hoping to get a little more laughs with that, but I guess not.
But Travis, the thing is, obviously there's people, but who among the people that are going to buy a box of that magnitude is going to be a Tables in Wonderland member?
Very true. But they closed the parks early at 5, I believe. And they closed basically Disney World at 5 o'clock on Thursday night. And French Quarter, it was Riverside, right? Yeah, it was Riverside. So Riverside puts out a $13 box that includes, it's like a lunch thing. It includes a crappy looking ham sandwich. Talking about this really makes me want a ham sandwich right now. But not a $13 one. $13 ham sandwich along with a bag of chips, usually pretzels, a cookie, and whole fruit.
Now, this doesn't involve any sort of beverage, not even like a small, tiny bottle of water or anything like that. It's just
there was no beverage.
Of measly items. That's ridiculous. They should have at least a bottle of water.
Totally ridiculous. I thought they'd superly overcharged. But you could use a dining plan.
Of course.
Of course, you can use the dining plan on anything. You can use it on popcorn. But my thing is, I had a teacher that was down in Orlando for his son's first visit to Disney ever. Luckily, they were gone right before the hurricane hit. But like he was saying, everyone was panicking because something like this never happens. Disney never closes, and they didn't know what to do.
Right.
And that brings me to my next thing. Disney. Your workers. That's all I'm going to say. Anyone else want to say anything about that?
That is just
You want
BS.
You want to just talk about the dessert party that until like the 11th hour they were not even offering refunds for?
It's the same with like Universal with repository.
Hey, we'll get to that. Don't worry.
Okay, sorry, jumped the gun.
We don't use the R word yet.
Oh, my bad.
I will happily talk about that.
I didn't read the pre-show notes. My bad.
It's okay. I'm probably gonna start doing that just because I need to. What was I gonna say? Next up,
I don't know.
This is kind of a shoot on both Disney and Universal. It was Thursday at 5 o'clock when they were clearing everyone out of the parks.
Right.
There were still people in the parks.
Taking pictures.
Taking pictures. You know who you are. You know exactly. I doubt you listen to this podcast, but if you do, you know who you are. You're stupid and rude and no. Don't do things like
Just
that.
know.
Just know.
You were impeding the cast members and team members from being able to go home and be in the safety of their families.
Exactly. So with that, I say boo. Just boo.
Yeah, big boo.
Also, today I've been seeing a lot of periscopers. Again, you know who you are. A lot of periscopers, or as people have dubbed them, Disney scopers, have been going to Contemporary and walking over to the Magic Kingdom. First thing, this is on Disney's fault. Why haven't they blocked off the path that goes to the Magic Kingdom? That makes no sense. So it is, half of it is Disney's fault, but the other half is the park's not open. It's not going to open. There's no way on God's green earth this park is going to open tonight. Why even go over there?
Actually, Travis, that's interesting that you say it that way because there was a rumor that was going around like 4 hours ago that they were trying to figure out a way to open the Magic Kingdom tonight.
Wouldn't surprise me. I'll defend Disney on many things, but I know who they are, and they'll open come hell or high water.
Oh yeah, literally and figuratively.
Literally, they almost did today.
But obviously, it's funny because the first people that were to announce closure were SeaWorld.
And that's the park that everyone freaking hates.
It is a shame.
It is. Is there anything else you... Oh, Disney Springs right now. Oh, man. Let's talk...
It's only open to resort guests.
No, it's not.
That was what was going around.
That's what the plan was.
Exactly.
And you know what happened?
Obviously, it didn't work out.
Obviously, certain people that some of us know booked rooms just so they can go to Disney Springs.
Oh, are you serious?
I
didn't hear this.
I know of 2 people that have just booked rooms for the night just so they can go to Disney Springs.
Well, it's how they got in during Food and Wine Festival. I'll never know, but okay.
I think that's messed up. Also, another thing that's on Disney's part with this. Disney should have people, because there's one way to get into Disney Springs. Actually, there's multiple. But there's like one big way that everyone goes into Disney Springs. You can have security guards posted having the Magic Band scanners. And if it says you're not on the resort as a resort guest, they turn you back around and they send you on your merry way. If you just wanted to open
any time
resort,
that they
yes.
can get, you know that.
I know.
If they can get a buck out of somebody, they're going to get a buck out of them.
I know. I know that my ranting does nothing. It doesn't change things. So I wish it did. I'm just Horror Night should have went on tonight.
Yeah, I can see that.
Even though
If anything, this was a good night for Bush.
Oh yeah, I know of a lot of people that are going to Hollowscream tonight. Basically,
And if they're
80% of cast members that are a part of Halloween Horror Nights.
if I had a ride to Tampa, I would have been joining that group as well, without a doubt. But I'm sitting here in the hotel at the luxurious heart of I Drive, watching New Japan Pro Wrestling from a year ago.
I actually thought in my trip of going over to Busch Gardens and checking out Hollowscream.
I'm down. To be honest, I
Popcasters
hadn't
are
had a
coming near
chance to
you.
go, and I'll go. Heck yeah, I'll gladly go.
Yeah, I've just seeing some of the videos come out of there. This looks amazing.
Motel Hell is all I have to say.
I was about to say
Yeah.
Motel Hell.
Yeah, I hear that one's pretty good. But even just the scare zones are pretty intense. Like the playground one.
Yes.
Oh, that's just creepy as hell.
I can't wait. And then plus it gives me a place to get new video in a place I don't have video of.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Saturday, Sunday, man, we'll let you know.
All right, then. We'll work that out. Anyway, but yeah, Bush really paid off today because a lot of people said this on Twitter, Travis. I don't know if you saw it, but for one day only, Busch Gardens Tampa was the #1 park in Central Florida.
No, not true. Fun Spot.
Fun Spot closed.
Fun Spot opened at what, 6 o'clock tonight?
Fun Spot opened at 6, and they were selling passes for $27. And I'm not saying how I know this, but I know they sold at least 1,000 tickets.
I would not be surprised. There is a go-kart track that is across the street from the Jory Drive Hotel, and it is closed. So I could only imagine that Fun Spot did great business tonight, especially being one of the only things in Orlando that was actually open.
I'm just surprised that people didn't superimpose sharks flying through the air last night.
I'm surprised they haven't. It's coming. I think you just gave Scott an idea, Travis.
Oh no!
And there's the magic.
I
killer.
can't do Photoshop. I can't do Photoshop.
Neither can
Well,
I.
in more ways than one. There's the magic killer.
Right.
I saw a video where this part, it's in Daytona, but there's aluminum that's flying everywhere. I'm like, I'm just waiting for someone to take the aluminum out and just superimpose like 80,000 sharks.
Supposedly
So,
at Daytona. The raceway flooded.
Yep,
Oh, God.
the entire raceway is flooded.
One of the things I saw I was watching the Wesh coverage on my television here at the luxurious
At the luxurious Heart of I Drive Hotel.
I swear to you, they're not paying me for product placement. The thing is, I was watching this guy, and this guy is like new to Florida. He's a new Floridian, and I may get some of this wrong, but I think his name was Dave, and he had a boat. And he said he didn't. No, his name's not Dave Meltzer. He's not the great Dave Meltzer. No, his name was Dave, and he had a boat, and he was going to weather the storm on the boat. And after people talked to him, he tied the boat to 2 palm trees. This made me laugh hysterically for like 10 minutes.
Now
I'm like, I hope Dave doesn't die because I'm gonna feel terrible. But luckily, Dave I think is fine, so we can laugh at his idiocy.
We're gonna go back to the beginning of this entire crappy situation. And
Okay.
I'm going to play a video. And we're going to yell at this man and boo this man to the ground.
Oh, you mean this jabroni that went on Fox News?
Yes.
Oh. I shared that on my Facebook, and everybody was like, "Wow, what
The
a
guy that should
did he lose his job?" I'm like, "Probably not."
he needs to be tied up. He needs to be tied up and forced to watch the Jabberwockies on the loop.
Okay, so I think I lost the video. So I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to find it.
The power of live radio, everyone. Everyone knows that.
I just want to call this man an idiot. Shut up, Attractions Magazine. Fox News Hurricane. Not Hillary. Hurricane.
We're not political, we swear.
Okay.
Daytona Beach, all the way up to Jacksonville. This moves 20 miles to the west, and you and everyone you know are dead. All of you. Because you can't survive it. It's not possible unless you're very, very lucky. And your kids die too. All right, guys. So
What in the world?
Wow.
Okay.
This man needs to be.
So yeah, that guy's. Well, first off, he's blackballed from broadcast news. I almost guarantee that.
Oh, he's never going to be on TV ever again.
Well, it all depends. I honestly think he'd probably keep his job because Fox News has, they got a lot of critical response back from Katrina that they didn't warn the people as much as they should have. So he tried to warn them,
he said
that
you could die. Actually, he said you will be
it's a
dead.
terrible. He could have worded it 10 times better. We can all agree about that. But he totally didn't. I said this on my podcast that I just released this morning. He definitely went over the line, but he was trying to get the word out. Like, people were so critical of meteorologists back when Katrina hit. So, why don't we just up the ante? And, now he's getting a lot of backlash for it. Trust me, like I said, the wording could have been 10 times better.
Honestly, this is what he should have said. As a person who has taken a meteorology class and knows about all of that stuff, if it did move 20 miles east or west, it was west, west, a lot of people would have died. It would have been really bad.
Yeah.
But the fact that it slowed down and literally just stayed in one spot for a good 2.5 hours dropped it down so much that it just said, you know what, Orlando's not worth it. We're just going to go the original path.
It dropped to a 3 overnight.
And I think it's a 2 now.
It's a 2. Yeah. It's a 2. It's a 2 and a 3. It's somewhere in between there. I don't know. But it's going to creep up the coast still and head out to sea and join up with his sidekick, Nicole, and come back.
As somebody put in on Twitter, the side hoe that has to follow you to work so you don't cheat.
I call her Clyde. Or Bonnie. I call her Bonnie and Matthew's Clyde.
Oh.
But yeah, Miami's about to not be a party spot.
Nope. Well, it depends. It all depends on when it gets back down to the Bahamas, if it strengthens back up again.
I just hope they don't form together.
No, what's going to happen is when Matthew goes out to sea, he's going to get blown back in from the trade winds and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's going to take Nicole's energy because she's not moving anywhere. He's going to take Nicole's energy, and then he's going to go south and hit the warmer water. And I don't know, he might turn into a 1, maybe a 2 by the time he gets back to Miami. And wave forecast models are showing he's going to go right back up the coast again. So he could go up the coast, or he can go straight across South Florida and into the Gulf and hopefully die, even though that water is totally warm.
He could, if he stays in the part where if he stays in just the Gulf of Mexico, he'll be a freaking 5 by Tuesday.
Well, he ain't even going to get to Miami until Tuesday night, Wednesday morning.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah. So that's why my trip is kind of like on shaky ground. Like, I don't know what this hurricane, if he really does loop back and then comes back up the coast, I don't really want to go, be drenched all weekend,
He's not coming.
So-
It's not coming back up the coast.
I say he is, but we'll see. My trip is still a go, so y'all be seeing my horror night pictures.
Indeed.
Hopefully.
Moving on.
That's a good segue if you want to do that.
Right.
Moving on from that, we're gonna take that segue, scratch it, reverse it, and use it later.
Disney
before
manager
we-
is displeased.
Before we start talking about Horror Nights, we're going to talk about how some idiot burned a couple of his fellow park guests. Darn it. I think I got one. I don't know. I might be going insane.
Murderer.
It's possible, Travis. It really is.
Someone's e-cigarette blew up on the Hogwarts Express train ride.
It actually
Oh.
burned him and his kid. It didn't burn anyone else.
Yeah.
Which, poor kid.
Yeah.
And poor dude.
kid.
I mean, hey, it's a faulty e-cig. I mean, hopefully it was just a small one and not one of those big-ass ones that you see.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Language.
It's okay. I always said you're allowed like 2 or 3. It's okay.
So, I mean,
If you really want to get technical, Travis, I think this should be allowed from now on. I think if I don't use any of mine, which I never do, Scott
Yeah.
can have them.
So Scott gets 6 to 7, maybe 8 a episode.
shut up.
You know what you can do with your hat.
I'm just joking. I'm not going to censor anybody.
Don't stereotype me. Oh, just because I'm a trucker and I got a bad mouth.
I'm not worried about it. But yeah.
It's like
You need like a soundboard, like what he had, what Late Show guy had, that weird soundboard that made all those goofy language sounds.
We don't need to bring back the soundboards, do we, Owen?
no, God, no, not anymore.
Okay.
We'll bring those back in November, Travis, when the wrestling podcast returns.
Sounds good. But moving on, e-cigs and joking aside from Disney, because Disney's a joke in itself. Let's talk about Horror Nights.
Yes.
So the way this is going to go down is, I guess we're just going to have an Q&A session. Yeah, a Q&A session with Owen.
Okay, that's fine.
And we're going to pick his brain about what's going on. My first question, repository.
Damn it.
What would you like? Well, my question is, what would you like to know?
What can you tell me?
I can tell you everything, but I don't want to spoil anything.
Did you survive or die?
Yeah, did you survive?
Oh no.
He's like, nope, there was no
No.
chance. No. Are you doing it again?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Don't know when yet, but yes, we are.
Did Tyler survive? Hello?
I don't know. Where'd he go?
Nice
Oh.
people from the UK that actually
Oh, there we went.
are listeners to the podcast.
I just missed that entire thing you said.
Oh, brilliant. Scott, can you pretty much reiterate what I just said?
Actually, I missed the same part he did.
I think it was the luxurious Heart of iDrive Hotel.
Again.
There is nothing wrong with the luxurious Butterfly Drive Hotel,
Sapphire.
other than the fact that I'll be vacating it to go to Sapphire Falls in a couple of days. Anyway, for the time being. Okay, so where was I?
We were talking
Repository.
about repository.
Repository. Yes, it's worth it. Don't believe anything anybody says. Is it worth the $50? Yes, I think so. Mileage may differ depending on who you are. Will a general public goer to Horror Nights like it? Will like aspects of it.
So
It's the closest thing we.
So filthy casual won't like it.
Filthy casuals may like it. It just depends on how they think of things. And that's no disrespect to the casual viewer. It's just kind of an inside joke with the network. So now that since we're going to get to an extreme house anytime soon, it is literally an experience. It can be a 10th house technically. It just kind of be how you look at it. There are live actors. There is an escape room element. There is a VR segment, which is awesome. And it's the first time I've ever really got a chance to use VR since last year's Legendary Truth experience, which I definitely can't talk about.
Still,
but I will. No, we're still not allowed to say anything. The thing is, yeah, I think it's worth it. And I think if you want to do it, if it's down to you need to do either character dining or you do a repository, they're both $50. If you want to do it, one or the other. Personally, I would say do the repository. The only thing that character dining has, it is literally your only opportunity to get FaceTime with Chance.
That's the only reason why I would do it.
But obviously, buyer beware. It may not be the Chance that you're looking for in the Star Wars terminology.
This is not the Chance you're looking for.
This is not the Chance you're looking for, no. But still, I've heard great things about it. Character dining is the one thing this year I can't do because of money constraints, but you never know. I might break down and do it anyway. It just kind of depends. So, but I will say that it is really entertaining, and they did it really well. You can definitely tell they put a lot into it, and it is going to be something you're going to see at Halloween Horror Nights for years to come, in one way or another.
Okay. Next question. Scott gets it.
What was your favorite scare zone?
Vamp.
I've been hearing a lot. I've been hearing a lot about Vamp. I mean, it's just character interactions and everything. It looks awesome. And hilarious.
In the street. Oh my God! In the streets this year, everybody's on point. You are more interactive in the streets than we've had in a long time. That would be, but the close quarters, and there's really not much you can do. But you still get individualized scares. It's just harder to get. They're the ones that you don't see coming, obviously, because you're trying to get to the back of the park. You're trying to get to Bill and Ted. You're trying to be able to get through the fog, and all of a sudden the guy's bam right in your face. It'll get you a lot better than some of the other scare zones will. But the interactivity in Vamp 1955, just incredible. Another member of the Popcast network, another member of the Elite, Ian, he actually got to play Duck Duck Goose in Vamp.
That's funny.
The principal's amazing.
So is one of the teachers, the girl teacher that wears the polka dotted dress.
The ice cream man is amazing.
Yeah, he's hilarious too.
The only thing that, no lie, it's better in real life, and you'll find out soon enough. The thing is, when you look at it, the one thing that I have a problem with, and I'm sure it's the problem that Travis would have with it too, and that you may have as well, Scott, of Academy of Villains music and the 50s in the scare zone. And something that happened. Go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, I was going to say they should have flipped it. Even though it wouldn't make sense, they should have put it over in Chance and put Chance over there. But I can understand because of the Hollywood and all that. But yeah, that music bleeds way over.
It's really noticeable at some points, but sometimes it's not as easy to catch. When Academy's not on, that music is loud and it's really good. And walking around a scare zone, hearing Blue Velvet play is just perfect.
I do have a couple.
I like how people.
I have an idea,
Go ahead.
but
Travis.
it's going to be questions tagged onto that.
Okay.
Do they use the plaza queue?
The plaza queue, yes.
Okay. Because I was going to say they didn't use the plaza queue, put Academy of Villains at the plaza stage, move Chance and Hell back to where Chance is, and then
No.
Vamp is safe. But
No, Vamp's in the right place.
Yeah, Vamp's in the right place. It's just getting overshadowed by Bohemian Rhapsody.
No, it's not. Not at all, really. I mean, the problem I have with it right now is, you know, those really gaudy like T-shirts that play music.
Yes.
There is a stand that was pushed right in front of Vamp the other night, and I just looked at it and I shook my head. I was like, "Why is this here?"
Wow.
That belongs over in Kid Zone because that's where it usually is. But seriously, everybody in the street's doing a phenomenal job this year. Big shout out to the Scarecrows and the Pumpkinheads. All hail the network. So, characters this year, but above all, I think Vamp is tops.
I think Vamp is cool for the aesthetic and, you know, the interaction. I really am looking forward to Fisherman's Wharf. Because of the
Tender moments
detail
with
to the
Fisherman.
set. Yeah. So
Tender moments with Fisherman. Shout out. The thing is, my God, Dead Man's Wharf is a phenomenal scare zone, and the only big problem I have with it is it's way too close. Like, the ship is way too close, so you basically have almost no room to maneuver. You've got regular guests, you've got drunks, you've got characters, you've got people trying to go one way, trying to go the other way, and they're all trying to go one path. And then you've got fog, you've got lightning effects, which are phenomenal, by the way, and strobe lights hitting you. I mean, it's a crazy atmosphere for a scare zone, but I'll tell you, if you get it at the right time, it's pretty spectacular. I love Dead Man's Wharf.
How bad are the drunks this year?
Oh, God.
Okay, that's all you need to say. Next question.
No protein spills yet, but, I mean, I have a feeling it's coming.
Good.
I'm a drinker, but I drink controllably. I don't drink to get hammered, especially there. Because I don't want to be like, where's my hotel room?
Well, luckily, it is only a short boat ride away from the park.
Did someone say bleh, right?
Yeah.
Oh my
This
God.
conversation has so many weird meanings.
This is what's gonna happen. Scott's gonna walk into Horror Nights and he's gonna get drunk and he's gonna say, "I want to ride Minions
It's not
right
open.
now." A team member's gonna say, "It's not open." He's like, "I don't care. I want to ride Minions."
You're gonna
Then
put
he'll find out.
Owen to this, aren't you? Owen, keep an eye on him. Let me know what happens.
Oh, I get babysitter. Okay, I'm down with that.
No, I'm kidding. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm just teasing.
No, I went to Wisconsin Dells last time I was home and got blacked out drunk. Don't remember anything.
That's why I said it.
Yeah. Well, that's because I had freaking a flight of bourbon. That's terrible with 7 bourbons on it, 2 ounces of glass. Oh, dude, I was terrible. I was done.
Travis, I think we may have found someone to do the sipping snacks for the chance drinks this year.
Yay!
I'll try Chance's drinks. I heard one of them's not as terrible.
Hi, this is Scott. And this is Chance's drink.
This is Chance's kiss.
This is Chance's kiss.
Hey, what's that video? More questions, if you have any.
More questions. least favorite house, and I think I know the answer.
You know the answer to this. The answer is Krampus.
Yay!
What?
Uh,
Explain that one.
okay, that's not a problem. I will. I've been
It
to that house
sucks.
12 times. I've been to that house 12 times.
Hmm.
I've gone over the entire event so far. I've literally not missed a night. The only nights I've missed are the ones that got canceled the last 2 days.
Mhm.
So yeah, I've done everything. The thing is, okay, preview night didn't have everything ready, but that makes sense. It's preview night.
Right.
Opening night didn't have everything ready. Okay, still makes a little bit of sense because that's the problem Freddy versus Jason had last year. So we move on to the next week. Still doesn't have everything ready. And they move things on the third week. It looks awesome. But Hollywood beats the daylights out of us when it comes to Krampus.
Well, Hollywood's a superior event. Oh, wait, never mind. I'm going to kill myself now.
No. Hollywood has some advantages. Hollywood has a better Krampus. And yeah, that's probably the only one I can say that's better. Texas is different. Texas is different because Texas is based on different property on both coasts.
And Clowntasm, or whatever it's called, is not bad.
Well, I've heard otherwise. But the thing is, and they don't have a Walking Dead house, obviously, because they have the year-round attraction, which probably will be announced in the next couple of weeks, most likely. Just purely speculation. Just purely speculation based on last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't have any inside info or anything. I'm just saying that it makes sense to me. That before the event's over, the announcement of Terminator closing will happen, and then they will announce The Walking Dead to open in time for Volcano Bay, and then the third tower for Cabana Bay. So they can promote all 3 of those things.
4. Actually, 5. Volcano Bay Tower.
Well, those are the starters.
Jimmy Fallon.
Volcano Tower, Jimmy Fallon, Fast and Furious is going to be open.
I wasn't done yet. And then you bring up Fallon, and you have Fallon do a live show, obviously, a live week at Universal promoting everything. And then they can promote all of it. And then at Horror Nights next year, they can promote The Walking Dead as a event. So you're going to have 9 houses, The Walking Dead, and a Legendary Truth experience at Horror Nights, plus maybe adding a third show somewhere. So I think that they're going to
technically
12. Why would you say 12?
11.
houses?
I can't do math.
Yes, 10 and a half technically.
Let's just say 10 and not go through The Walking Dead ever again.
I think it'll be fine because I think it'll be better than Hollywood's. Krampus is. It's a lot of people love this house. They really do.
Yeah,
I don't.
That's why I'm curious on why you don't like it. Have you seen
It's
the movie?
a weak house. The effects are okay. The characters are getting better, but it's basically just elves. That's all it is, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
There's more to it than that. Krampus is nearly non-existent in the house. There's no characters from the movie. It's basically done with a lot of like VO from the movie, like dialogue bits are played in the house, but that's about it. It's got a weak ending. It's got a lot of really cool Easter eggs, but including my personal favorite one of the year, hashtag HHN 27. The thing is, and I'll point it out to you. Don't worry. The thing, all of them. But the thing is, it's just, I think it's a weak house. It's getting better, but that's not saying much. It's probably going to stay on my bottom for a long time unless I get some solid run-throughs. I've had one somewhat good run-through of the house. Other than that, not so much.
So, next question, what's your number 1 house?
Ghost Town! The Curse of Lightning Gulch!
Where's
that
my
house is
gold?
really awesome.
Oh my god!
Because the story behind it seems really, really intriguing.
Oh, we have a question in chat. Yes, Aaron Lightning. Yes, it's Orlando. We're talking about Orlando Horror Nights.
Lightning Gulch is the greatest thing ever. I will state that right now. So Ghost Town is a very interesting concept. I said on the podcast, and I think I've said on here before, Travis, that this year the original concepts for Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando are very much like Not Scary Farm.
Yeah.
And they really are. There is a really solid house that they have on the West Coast called Gunslinger's Grave.
Yep.
And Ghost Town reminds me of the closest thing we can get. Basically, Ghost Town is what would happen if Gunslinger's Grave had a budget. And, I mean, it looks brilliant as it is, but give it a real budget. Give it a universal budget, and that's what Ghost Town is. This character, I mean, it's Mouse of the Year. I won't even say that at all. But, I mean, there is nothing at all that beats it when it comes to scenic. The scenic in this house is just breathtaking.
And I heard Tomb of the Ancients is too.
Oh, Tomb is awesome. Tomb's getting better too.
Hashtag
There's some
Tomb
really
for
sweet
Travis.
things. Hashtag Tomb for Travis. That's exactly right.
Okay, I'm putting out
An SOS.
I'm sending out an SOS to Universal Orlando. Send me to Horror Nights. I'm not asking for that Universal. I'm just asking for a walkthrough of Tomb.
It exists.
That's all.
But
I
part of the
haven't found
RPI.
one.
RIP.
Found one.
Here's the problem.
I just want to see Tomb.
Well, okay, let me put it this way. Let me pat myself on the back and then kick myself in the behind at the same time. I can assure you that if we were able to get the access that we were trying to get this year, you would have a walkthrough of Tomb. The problem with Tomb, honestly, Travis, is the fact that it's too dark in there. You're going to have to do an infrared.
But still,
And
Tomb.
that, oh my God, Tomb is getting better too. Tomb is the only house this year that has GATs. And it's really fun to get people with them. I enjoy it very much. I always love getting people with GATs every single year. Tomb is claustrophobic. Tomb has something in a tent that a lot of people thought might have been coming last year, but it ended up actually happening this year, and it blew my mind when I saw it. Do you want me to spoil it, or do you want me to leave it as a surprise?
No, leave it as a surprise for me and everyone else. And
Damn it.
And then at the end of Halloween Horror Nights, we can spew the surprise.
On the Popcast network in November.
Or that.
With some most excellent guests. Anyway.
Of course. We have a question in chat, but continue.
Okay. Tomb is an amazing house. It is Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Sweet.
It is Indiana Jones. It is everything wrapped up into one. It's not a house you want to do it during the rain because the stuff in face is so prevalent. It's going to attack you. I know people that it's knocked their glasses off. I know people it's knocked their hats off.
Wow.
And it's everywhere too. I mean, it's stuff in face to have. It's loud noises presents. It's Brick Tamlin presents stuff in face the house. Private. But it's phenomenal. It's an amazing house, and if you get that reference, which I'm sure you do, Scott, by the laughter there, it's definitely something you need to check out. Tomb is amazing.
Definitely.
Okay, so our question is from Aaron Lightning. He said, I heard you say Ghost Town, so obviously Orlando. LOL. Where's my goal?
That's my goal.
Do you think Universal will extend HHN frequent fear passes to tomorrow / next Saturday since they had to cancel 2 days of the event? You would think that they would do that to do something, or what? You would think that they would do something since they had to cancel the event for good reasons.
I don't necessarily think they're going to extend. I do know that if you had a ticket, there is, I believe it was on Twitter, that you can use it for another day. Saturday is not one of the days. The only people that can get Saturdays are people that buy the ticket outright or people that have the ultimate frequent fear.
All right, my next question. How good is American Horror Story?
Oh God, I've mentioned this on podcasts, and I want to say it again. I don't watch the show at all. Don't know if I will watch the show. It just kind of depends. I get kind of busy. That's what happens when you do daily videos. But other than that, I will state right now that American Horror Story is a strong 1B for me to Ghost Town.
Interesting.
If I could cheat and say that.
You can. It's your list.
Oh God, yes. The facades, the characters on point and always possible. Shout out. And everybody is really putting on the greatest performance they possibly can. There are some really stellar people and scares in this house. Every single person that has ever watched an episode of the show and everyone that's never watched an episode of the show, extremely pleased at the same time. Mike went on Twitter last night and said it is far and away the best rated maze they've ever had in Halloween Horror Nights history.
It's awesome.
And it gets better every time I've gone through it. Like, for example, I've been through it. This in my lineup. I've only done it 18 times. So, hey, it's a long.
Only.
Because if you stay and scream right away, and then you're gonna have to wait and stand by for it. And oh God, it's worth the wait. It really is. It's got the weirdest queue of the year. The queue that I think will be utilized in another form for 27. We'll get to that in another time. They took a sound stage and they put barricades around it, and that's actually your exit queue. It's your entrance queue and your exit queue technically, because when you go into the sound stage, you're actually going into an actual sound stage and barricades around a sound stage in order to get out of the sound stage to go back into sound stage 19 and go through the house.
Wow, so they used the
It
whole
sounds confusing.
sound stage for they use a whole sound stage for just the queuing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Crazy.
But yeah, far and away, it is a phenomenal house. So many great Easter eggs for the fans of the show. Everybody looks exactly like they're supposed to. And that house gets more intense every time you go through it. The twisties are terrifying. Everything is done perfectly. I love the house.
Yeah.
And that's from someone that doesn't watch the show. And I think that's the biggest. If you can get somebody to mark out for something that they have no idea what's going on, I think that's the mark of a good house.
I think I got through like 3 episodes of the first season and I fell asleep. I haven't went back to watch. It's confusing at first, but it seems like a really good show, and I sure hope the house is, just as you say.
Oh, you'll love the house.
So, Academy of Villains. Your thoughts?
Oh boy! Oh boy!
Because I heard that. Okay, so at first, before Halloween Horror Nights started, everybody was kind of like, really? What is a dance troupe gonna do at Halloween Horror Nights? Now, what I'm hearing, and I have only watched very, very little pieces of it. I haven't watched the full show or anything like that. I'm kind of trying to stay spoiler free from the house's perspective. But from the little pieces I've seen, it looks pretty cool. And you can see that fire from across the park.
Yeah, you can.
And probably feel it. So your thoughts on it?
Yes, I can. Okay. Wow. So when we were hearing that we were getting a second show this year, there's a lot of rumors going around that we were going to get the Jabberwockies.
Thank God we did not.
And everybody was freaking out about it. They were like, no, Jabberwockies, no. But obviously they stayed in Hollywood this year, and that's probably where they're going to stay. But we got Academy of Villains, which a dance troupe at Halloween Horror Nights. I mean, we've had dance shows in Horror Nights before. Obviously going back to like, well, I mean, yeah, hashtag. The thing is, you really have. you really have to look at, we'll get to that, don't worry. We'll look at that from that perspective. But yeah, we've had dance shows before and shows that were predominantly dancing. This isn't a dance show. Dance all around it, but that's not all that it is. To say that, to label this as just a dance troupe is just a criminal act, honestly. There's a little bit of everything. There's some shadow work in the show. There is a lot of it's basically, I would say the best comparison would be Jabberwockies meets Cirque du Soleil. Stellar stuff in this show. And I mean, I hate people trying to compare it to Bill and Ted. Do not do that. You will be wrong. Thank you. You are wrong. Congratulations. But I mean,
I'm
not
just saying
you,
because
but
of
the person that is.
Yeah. Okay.
It's two completely different environments too. The music is stellar. The cast is always on point. They're really personable, but they're not personable at the same time. They don't talk at all. So there's no like words that are done. This is all done in silent. It's all done by music and movement, and it's done so well. I mean, you really get a feeling of why they won America's Got Talent. So since now, and it is a perfect fit at Halloween Horror Nights. So much so that I think I can probably say without any doubt that it's coming back next year and in the years to come. We have found our second show, and it's Academy of Villains.
Or third show if they want to throw in a second. Or whatever. Like if Jack comes back in a few years or something. Because Jack's gonna have his
the
own
next
show
time,
and, you know.
Maybe. I mean, well, that's where my idea for a third show comes into play. So
Yeah.
I think Academy is going to stay, and I think that third show based on whomever the icon may be next year and the years moving forward.
Yep. That's a good hypothesis of what could happen.
And plus, I can watch it from Mel's. I can be drinking my Celebrity Fizz, eating chicken strips, and watching the show at the same time.
Can't beat that.
No, cannot.
That's the same. That's the ones that did the shadow that you see on Facebook all the time. The shadow on America's Got Talent. Yeah. Okay.
That's a version of it's in the show. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one that they got qualified to go into the next round or something. Because that's been passed.
I mean,
over
I've only seen it
over.
5 times. I need to see it more. So, excellent show.
Sweet. Your turn, Trav.
I really don't have any other questions.
Okay.
I've been keeping up with everybody, so I know things and I know what things are. I just wanted to ask about repository.
To me, it's worth it, but I'm not everybody.
So I guess moving on, Bill and Ted's 25th. Yeah.
Going land now. Okay, I've seen the show 18 times. I guarantee I'm building that number up. I'll have 20 at least by tomorrow night. I think it's better and better every time. I guess I'm somewhat biased because, like I've said before, my favorite dancer is back at Bill and Ted this year. So it's great seeing her in the show again. A lot of returning favorites are back. I'm happy with that. A lot of returning cast members. Now, there's a lot of things about Jason Perry not being Ted anymore.
Right.
And the gentleman that is now portraying Ted is really, really nice guy. Company for a bit, and he knows what he's doing. He's a little bit on the skinny side. I know a lot of people had an issue with that. But, I mean, he's really growing into the role. He's making it his own. So it's not Jason Perry's Ted. It's not James Keaton's Ted. It's literally his Ted, and he's doing different things with it. And it actually works. He has great chemistry with Bill, and they're doing really well. The show is going really well. I like it a lot, obviously. I wouldn't go see it so many times if I didn't. And you see a lot of really interesting things at the show. There's a lot of great improv. There's a lot of really solid comedy involved. There's a lot of, it seems like it's lowbrow, but it's still really funny. And the music is spot on. The dancing is spot on this year. I like the concept for the show. One of the villain this year is an actor from the show that I think is probably one of the future like cornerstones of Bill and Ted for years to come. It's nice to see him getting a shining role. I hope that someone else gets one next year because she really deserves it. She's a great talent, and I'd like to see her get her spotlight as well next year. I don't want to say really much about the show, but it's done really well.
Yeah, keep it spoiler.
A lot of really great references this year.
I'm the
I
know.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I said I'm the villain.
Yes.
Yeah, technically you are, actually.
Travis is the villain. Oh. But yeah, I mean, when I went last year, now last year, I mean, was my first time at Halloween Horror Nights. I know, shocker.
Yes. That's a great year to start with.
It was a great year because I got to go through the amazing 25-year house. But yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, I got I got hit so many times with scares, like it was unbelievable. But you know, and checking out Bill and Ted last year was just amazing. I mean, seeing it. I think I saw it. What did I say in the beginning of the show? Like 4 or 5 times during the 2 or 3 nights I was there.
I saw it 25 last year. I was happy to say that.
So I mean, it was spot on. It was funny as heck. I mean, I usually closed out each night at Bill and Ted,
right?
And even though it made the journey back to Royal Pacific that much longer, but it was such a great show. So I'm pretty stoked for this show.
The only problem that I think you're going to see, okay, here's the thing, and this is an issue that I think, this is an advantage Travis has. And Horror Nights is going to be 27, and 27 is not an anniversary year. It's another year. It's going to have stellar content like always, but it's not an anniversary year. You went in an anniversary year.
Yeah.
So everything that happens from here on out, you're going to be like, well, it's not as good as this. It's not as good as this, but you got to understand this was an anniversary year, so obviously it's going to be different.
That's why that's why I think that I'm not saying I'm better off now, but I'm way better off than if 25 was my first year. Because if I went 25, went 26, went 27, 28, 29, nothing would stand at 25. And that's not just because it's my first year, it's because they had so many good houses. And Bill and Ted was great, and everything else was great.
Right.
Well, I'm not going to really look at it that way. I'm going to just go into it as like, all right, let's see how everything goes. I mean, I'm pretty open about it because 25 was a special year for Universal and for Halloween Horror Nights. So to go in this year with my eyes like going, okay, well, it's got to be better than last year. No, it's not going to happen. I know that. There's going to be some houses that I'm going to be like, well, that was freaking really good. But
oh yeah,
but
I mean, I can assure you that.
But the whole event is not going to it's not going to peak 25 because now they got to start slow rolling it up to 30 because 30 is going to be a huge year because I would like to see them put a stage out with Triple X on it. And yeah.
Terror Queen, Terror Queen, right. Terror Queen, Terror Queen, Terror Queen.
So
that's all I have to say to you, Terror Queen.
So, I mean, I can't look at it like, oh, it's got to be better than last year. I know it's not totally going to be just as. I mean, I hope Bill and Ted is great because it's its 25th year. So.
Well, okay, that's the one thing that you may have a problem with.
Right. They're not treating it as an anniversary.
There is a really incredible opening video package. And other than a couple jokes here and there is almost no mention of the 25 years at all.
which I'm sure that will come to be in the end of the run, close, around Halloween when they do their last few shows, when they usually just go haul in on it.
Yes. 53 minutes for the finale last year. Oh, yeah.
Right.
That's the stuff that dreams are made of, sir.
Yeah.
Being at the last Bill and Ted, it's a rite of passage for Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, I couldn't work it in my schedule this year. So, I mean, because I plan my schedule.
Sure.
Like around this time, I start planning it for, the holidays, and I usually go home for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So if I'm going to do anything for October, I mean, last year I did it at the end of September. This year I'm doing it more in the middle of October. So it just works out with my planning and everything for the holidays, because then I get a solid 4 or 5 weeks of running between holidays. Well, between when I go back and then Thanksgiving.
And the good thing, Scott, is the fact that by the time you go, a lot of kinks have been worked out that you will never see.
Right.
Were cut from Bill and Ted that were there from the beginning. A lot of new improv is going to be added. A lot of scares that weren't there before. Like, okay, there was a scare in Ghost Town the other night, and it was only there for one night, and I haven't seen it since.
Huh.
I mean, never know what you're gonna lose from day to day.
True, because I mean, if they did the same thing over and over and over again, I mean, I think it would get quite repetitive for especially people like you that pretty much go every night. Most of Orlando.
Breaking news.
Texas.
Breaking news: Kyle and Chris still don't have power.
Wow. Well, Chris said that he had a definite time of 1:27 a.m. The power should be restored by then.
Kyle said, "What's new?" So he might have power. Kyle said, "What's new?" But Chris said, "Darkness everywhere I look. Darkness." Oh, I feel bad for them. That's
why the vloggers always carry around 13 different batteries, so then they can at least have their phone.
hey, now, all I have is a portable charger, and that's all I've got with me.
Well, okay. Let me rephrase that. With the new phones, because most of the phones you can't take batteries out. They have a battery pack with them.
I am getting I'm probably going to get a 7 in February.
I have the Note 7. I have the original Note 7, so every time I plug it in, it's like, please take this to your local dealer. I live on the edge.
Oh my God! Speaking of Horror Nights and speaking of the Elite, welcome Cam to chat.
Oh, hi Cam.
Bum, 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 bum.
But yeah, if you were wanting a sheer 25-year Bill and Ted show, last year was your correct answer.
Yeah, it was great. Because if I remember correctly, at the end they had that big musical number, and they brought back like a lot of the music acts from before.
Yes, exactly. Dr. Jimmy's patented singing and dancing for no reason. Yes, indeed.
Right.
Thank you, Universal, for tweeting this, and thank you, a friend of the Popcast Network, Dr. Jimmy, for retweeting it, so I can actually freaking see it. Okay, so Saturday, October 8th. Universal Studios Florida early park admission will begin at 7 a.m. Universal Studios Florida will open to all guests at 8 a.m. Islands of Adventure will open at 9 a.m. Wet n Wild will open at 10 a.m. and Horror Nights will start at 6:30. So everything back to normal.
But real quick, if you are going to Horror Nights, it's your first night going to Horror Nights, number 1, welcome. Number 2, make sure you get in those gates before 5 p.m. so you can get in one of the stay and scream locations so you don't have to stand outside of the archway like a goof waiting to get in the park.
Don't be a goof.
You want to be there when the park opens. You want to be inside the gates before 5 p.m. so you can get into a holding area. The holding area is in Springfield to get the back corner, or also in Finnegan's to get into The Exorcist and The Walking Dead, and the location of locations, which is Hello Kitty / Lucy, which is where you can get into the top-rated American Horror Story house. And get a jump on The Exorcist, too, actually, if you know how to do things right.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, enjoy Horror Nights tomorrow night. I'm sure I can assure you I will.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I heard from one person today, don't know if it's true, just heard from one person that, going back to what we talked about with Hurricane Matthew, I forgot to mention that, just remembered, that some trees at Sapphire have been, like, down.
Well, I
Yeah.
can
I heard about
imagine that.
They are
I
down.
can imagine that. Well, but look, I mean, it just opened, what, 3 months ago, 4 months ago?
Yeah.
So all those trees probably weren't fully rooted.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a little bit of wind is just a...
It was like, ha ha
When you see
ha.
the resort.
It's like, hi, Matthew. Bye, Matthew.
If anything, maybe it took care of that wondrous tree that's at Texas.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be so fun.
All right. Well,
Yes, it will.
I think that's our show. Any final words from anybody? Scott? Nothing?
Well, if we're going to do closings, I mean, I can
Yeah.
do my closing. Oh,
Yeah.
well.
Sure.
Follow me on Twitter. Great Traveling Scott, GR8 TRVLNSCOTT. I'm going to Horror Nights on the 14th and 15th. Or no, 13th, 14th. Wow, I can't get my days right. Maybe the 15th, maybe the 16th. Who knows? We'll see.
Maybe every day for the rest of the year.
I can't do that.
Well,
What do you
anything's,
think I am? I'm rich?
anything's achievable.
It is. It very much is. But you can follow me there. And also I do a semi, like, I do a podcast whenever I feel like it. I just put out my episode 20 out today, talking about Matthew and the stupidity of the lunch that Disney gave, and yeah. So I babbled on for about 40 minutes on that. If you want to listen to it, go ahead. If you're not, don't worry, I'm not worried. But you can catch that on Speaker or Speaker.com or on YouTube. Just search Great Traveling Scott. Spell it out completely, though.
Awesome. And Owen?
If you're so inclined, you can follow me on Twitter at Sir Owen Disney. Follow the network on Twitter at Popcast Network. Check out our Zazzle store. We have merch. We will have Horror Nights merch. It may not be until after the event, but I assure you we'll have it. And you can also go like our Facebook fan page at Popcast Network and follow along as we move forward to our next week of Halloween Horror Nights coverage starting this weekend. And so, yeah, we've down 2 days, but we're going to be back at it tomorrow and Sunday. So looking forward to that. And I look forward to being able to show Scott the ropes. Should be pretty fun this coming week.
Yeah, it should
Thank
be.
you always for having me, Travis.
No problem.
Oh, and also, if Travis does do a show next week, I might pop on live from Halloween Horror Nights. How's that?
Cool.
We'll be waiting in line for American Horror Story for 72 hours.
Ooh. Yeah, that'd be a perfect time to do it.
just okay. So if Horror Stories at 200 minutes, just get in. Tell me when it is. I'll start the podcast, and you can just talk about it. Sounds good.
Works for me.
I can.
I'm gonna have my.
You're gonna have your battery with you.
Well, I'll have a new Note 7 by then. But
Nice.
yeah, I'm gonna have to get a battery pack for it. But no, I'm gonna have my. I don't know if I'm gonna have my Bluetooth headset or I'm gonna have a corded headset, earbuds or something. But
Just make sure not to get AirPods because those are $169.
I have the Note 7, not the i7.
Oh, I thought you
I'm getting the i7.
I'm not an iPhone fan. I'm
and
sorry.
I am sorry for you, Owen.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I've seen those explode too. I've seen that they have exploded. So no phone is safe from the explosions. Just be smart about it. Don't keep it underneath your pillow or underneath you because they get hot.
be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and Periscope, and Facebook at Travis Coaster. Follow the podcast at CoasterCasters on Twitter and the CoasterCasters podcast on Facebook and Instagram. I did something last week that not a lot of people noticed because we did do a show, but I think I did it like Sunday. I don't remember last week at all. Last week was
Saturday.
Yeah, but Sunday, right before TNA Bound for Glory, actually, no, it was right after TNA Bound for Glory, because I did a live stream on here, and it got like 15 dislikes, and I'm like, let's not mix everything else that I want to do with theme parks. So I just made a separate channel that tonight I'm adding 2 videos from a King of the Ring tournament I'm doing leading up to 2K17. It's WWE 2K17 if you don't know. And then I have I'm going to try and do either Saturday or Sunday night my live stream for WCPW Refused to Lose, because I didn't get to watch it live because What Culture Extra was effing up royally. So I just said, screw this. I'm not going to watch it live. I'll just watch it and just do a stream about it. So that'll be happening sometime this weekend. And then Sunday I'll be doing No Mercy. So I might do it after No Mercy. Who knows? I might be too tired after No Mercy. Or I might have thrown a drumstick into my TV because Dolph Ziggler didn't win.
If you think that Dolph Ziggler is going to win on Sunday, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
You don't work for the company anymore.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be home, and me and my buddy are gonna be watching a lot of football on Sunday. But I'm sure we'll be watching No Mercy, so I'll probably be doing No Mercy review too as well on my channel. So pick your poison, I guess.
Your return to the Popcast network in droves starting in November, but luckily Ashley is covering it while we're gone.
Sweet.
Just put out a video today for 2 hours, so check that out if you want to.
And go follow that channel. The link is in the description below. And I tweeted it out like 80,000 times. So I'll probably tweet it out again tonight. So be sure to check that out. I have some things up there. The live stream I did for TNA, wrong channel, for TNA is at it is at 12 views, which is better than I thought it was going to be. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. If you're out in Orlando, be safe. If you're out in Daytona, I'm praying for you because Lord Jesus, you got a lot of rain. If you're at Disney and you're not staying on property, GTFO. That's obvious. And thank you all for watching. And if something's closed, don't visit there. And you know who I'm talking about. And I'm going to say this every week until the crap stops because it's stupid. I'm done with it. So thank you all for watching. In all seriousness, wow, my
spit it out.
Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all next week. Yeah, that's it.
See you guys.
Bye.